Hey Royals! So, welcome back to my channel, Live, Learn, Liz. If you don't know, now you know. We are discussing everything that I have learned throughout my life lessons, um, from domestic abuse to budgeting. We're getting into it. You hear me? So, if you do like the content, go on ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. I appreciate those of you who have already done that. I appreciate those of you who are waiting on videos. Um, Thank you. So, today I want to talk about cyber stalking. This is something that I personally have gone through. Didn't really expect it to happen. Didn't really know what to do in this situation other than call the police. So, anyways, what is cyber stalking? Cyber stalking is a way to use technology to trap a victim. Doesn't necessarily have to be domestic abuse. Some people are cyber stalked for multiple reasons. It doesn't have to be domestic abuse or anything like that. Um, but cyber stalking can really affect your life. For real. You might as well have a person peeping through your windows every night. Because they might as well, yeah, technically they are, if you think about it. Your phone is your window and they're using it to see what you're doing, to keep tabs on you. Um, it happens. So, first, I'm going to get into a little story time. Um, I had gotten out of my relationship. He was in jail. Well, he wasn't even in jail. He was on bond. And he used the fact that we had a family share plan to see exactly what I was doing on my phone. So he knew who I talked to, he knew who I text, he knew how long I was on the phone with these people, he knew how much I had on Cash App, he knew what was in my bank account. Like, he knew all this stuff. And it's not like he hid it that he knew. Like, he didn't keep it a secret that he knew this. He would call me or he would text me. He would send me screenshots um, of the stuff that I was doing. So, like, one day I would get a screenshot and it was my Cash App balance. And why did you send such and such $100 on Cash App? Like, stuff like that. It's creepy. I couldn't figure out how he was doing it. I did do a little research on my own and found out that with the phone plan that we had, not even the phone plan, with the company that we had, you could literally, I could see all his stuff too. From the passwords that he saved on his phone, to all that. So the same thing that he could do, I could do to him. Only difference is he was a little bit more technological. I don't know the word. um, when it comes down to it, but he was very smart with technology, so he could do a little bit more that I could even find out. So my first instinct was to call the phone company and let them know, hey, I have an injunction against this person. This is domestic violence. He's not supposed to be able to look into my stuff and he's doing it. How can I separate the plan? Like, he can have his phone. I don't want the phone. I don't want anything. I just want him off of my phone plan, so that would limit his ability to see what I do. And of course, with the particular phone company that I had, that was not possible. The only thing they could do is suspend the line, but that doesn't mean that he can't log into the app and still see what he wanted to see. He just couldn't make phone calls or use his phone. So that sucks. The good thing about this story is, as I was doing research, I also found out that they did just pass an act in Congress called the Safe Connections Act, and they passed it with the FCC to kind of help protect victims a little more, because it is dangerous. Uh, it's dangerous. So let's get into it. I already told you cyber stalking is basically using technology to trap a victim. Um, they can see everything. So first and foremost, I know social media is a big thing. Everybody has a Facebook, everybody has a Twitter, everybody has TikTok, whatever, whatever. First and foremost, be careful what you post. Be careful what you post on the internet, because somebody is watching. I know you hear, oh, I got a page watcher. Oh, they're page watching. I'm finna post this and I'm finna post this because if they want to see it, they can see it. True, they can. And sometimes you don't care. But be careful what you post online. Stop sharing your location. Stop saying where you're going, what you're doing. You do not have to post your whole life on social media. It will get you in trouble in more ways than one. The second thing you can do is ask them to stop. Now, I know that sounds silly, like, oh yeah, I'm just going to ask them to stop. At least try. You have to at least try to ask them to stop before you move forward. Because even if you call the police, even if you report it, they're going to ask you, well, did you tell them to stop? And you have to be able to honestly say, yes, I did. Doesn't mean that they're going to stop, but hey, ask them anyway. The third thing that you can do is save all your evidence. So if they comment on your post, or if they write you on Messenger, or DM you, or they send you screenshots of what you've done, or whatever, save all the evidence. Save all the evidence. There is a web-based app called Victim's Voice. And it allows you, being a domestic violence victim or any kind of victim of abuse, to document any evidence that you have legally and safely. So that way, when you go to court, or you do whatever you need to do, you have that evidence all in one place. And it makes it real quick, real simple, real easy. This is an app that I wish I knew about while I was going through the abuse. But hey, I'm telling you, the app is called Victim's Voice, and I will leave a link in the comments if you'd like. So yeah, there's an app for everything. Save your evidence. Also, it may seem redundant, but file a police report. Especially if this is somebody that's already done something that's caused you to call the police, especially with domestic violence. You already have a case against this person. You've already called the police. You've already reported it, and now they're stalking you. You need to notify the police ASAP. Period. Anytime it happened. I know when I was going through it, I had the police at my job every single day. He used to call my job. He used to call me from fake numbers. He used to screenshot shit. Guess what? I am calling the police. And I proudly showed them everything that he did, which ended up making another charge for him. Get a restraining order, injunction, restraining order, protective order, whatever they're called in your state, get one. You can get one for cyber stalking. Yes, you can. Get a protective order. That will save you, especially if this is something that's constant, like it was for me. I literally had the police tell me, like, if you don't have an injunction, there's really nothing that we can do. So file your injunction and make sure you keep all this evidence. The police reports, the restraining order, whatever they send you, whatever evidence you have that they are stalking you. Get that Victim's Voice app and put it all in there, okay? Save it. It's important. If they're stalking you through Facebook, if it's social media, if it's YouTube, it doesn't matter. If they're stalking you through an app, report them to that app. Block them, report them. If they make a new page, block them and report them. And keep doing it until they have no avenues. Okay? They're going to be looking like Donald Trump with no social media. Do you hear me? Period. All right? Block them, report them. Get a restraining order. File a police report. Get the Victim's Voice app and save all your evidence. Ask them to stop. And please be careful what you share online. Please. So that's social media for the most part. But what if you don't use social media? What if, there are people out there that don't use social media, okay? So don't don't shoot the messenger. But still, there's other ways. You can literally set your phone down for a second, maybe a couple of minutes, and if your abuser has access to your phone, even if it's just for a couple of minutes, they can install an app on your phone, and the app will look like a regular app. You will probably not be able to find it because it looks like an app that you probably already have. Okay? And they can install that app on your phone, which connects to their phone, and they can mirror your phone. Okay? So this is called stalkerware. From the research that I found, and it's an app that can see everything that you do on your phone. Everything. Like me right now, if he was still able to see what's on my phone, he could probably see me recording this video right now. Okay? And I'm not even gonna lie, I can't tell you what or when this app was installed on my phone. I just know that it was. And me, I was one of them girls, like, I will leave my phone. I don't care because you can go through it if you want to. I'm not hiding anything from you. I don't care. So if I go to the bathroom, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, let me take my phone. But I hate to say it, but you might have to, especially if you're already going through narcissistic, toxic relationship abuse, because these people don't care. Okay? So how do you know if you have stalkerware on your phone? It's a good question, right? Okay. First thing you should notice is if your battery life on your phone, if your battery life dies quickly. So you got to think about it like this. You use your phone all day, your battery life decreases very fast. Okay, but what if you're not using your phone that much? But you can only have battery life for like half the day. So, example, I had an iPhone, okay? iPhone. Y'all know that battery life is amazing. Okay, and it went from my battery sometimes I wouldn't even charge my phone at night because I'd still have at least like 50-60% on my phone. I'm not a girl that uses her phone that much, so let me put that there. But then it started to be like I'd be at work, and by the time I get off of work, my battery's almost dead. And I could never figure it out. Like, I was cussing Apple out. This is an iPhone 14, baby. You got me messed up. You think that this battery is already dying? Like, that's crazy. Okay? But check your battery life, because it could just be that you're not the only person utilizing this stuff on your phone. Okay? That stalkerware app that was placed on your phone will decrease your battery life fairly quickly. Another thing to check is your data usage. If you have high data usage, especially on an app that you don't use that much, when you go to your settings, you can check and it'll let you know like the health, battery health, or app usage, whatever it says. Check that out, because if that's really high, there's probably a problem. Okay. The other thing is we all have, you know, fairly newer phones now, and the technology is amazing. If your phone's moving slow and you check and you're like, is my Wi-Fi on? Is my internet still connected? Why is my phone moving so slow? Yeah, that's another sign right there. Um, because you have to think, not only are you using your phone, but they're using your phone too, which is going to slow your phone down. Those are three main things that I noticed, and also with doing my research, that I found out that could actually um, be a sign that maybe there is some type of stalkerware on your phone. I'm not saying this is for everybody, but for people that are wondering, like, what is going on? Like, how does he know this stuff? How does she know? How did she see that? How did he know how much money I had in my account? Stuff like that. Those signs right there, check them out. Check them out. Also, check the app permissions in your phone. They normally ask, I've noticed, about permissions. Do you give this app permission? Do you give this app permission? Do you give this app permission? If it's not necessary to give an app permission to use your microphone, to use your camera, stuff like that, don't do it. Check your app permissions in your phone and see who has access to your device. Whether it's another app that has access, or whether, like, we had a family sharing thing going, and it was really for my daughter, so we could watch. Well, the excuse was for my daughter, so we could watch what she's doing on YouTube, watch what she's doing on her tablet and stuff. So we created this whole family thing. Come to find out, that family sharing app is actually what he duplicated. So the whole time I'm like, oh, I need this, I need this, I need this. Because this is important. It's family sharing, but, it's important. I need this. I would never delete it. And he used it against me. So be careful with that. Okay? Be careful with that. How can people stalk you using technology? They can catfish. That's a big one. That's probably the easiest one, because you can have a million profiles from one person on social media. So I say catfishing. Catfishing is making a fake profile, friend requesting you not even thinking about it. You're going to accept the friend request, and now they can see everything that you do. All right. They can also hijack your doorbells. So if you have like a Ring camera, do you know how easy it is for somebody to log into your account? Especially if they have access to your passwords. For them to log into your Ring account, it's a freaking app. Okay? And they can see who comes in your house, who leaves your house. Wherever you have the camera set up, they can see. This is something else that I went through. I had a Ring camera. I changed my password to my Ring camera, set up the little two-factor authentication and everything like that. And this person was still telling me who was at my house, when they were at my house, showing me screenshots of people leaving my house. He literally hijacked my Ring camera. If you have a computer, that webcam on your computer, they can see through that if they really want to. So make sure, if you're not using your computer, to, first of all, always shut it down. And second of all, make sure that you cover that web camera up. And I used to see people do that all the time, and I always used to wonder, why do you have that piece of paper on your webcam? Because they can see you through it. So make sure all your profiles are private. Do not accept friend requests that you do not know. And a good thing that I learned about is a VPN. If you don't know what a VPN is, a VPN is like a safety feature for your internet. For your Wi-Fi, they can hack into your Wi-Fi. Okay, so if you use a VPN, it kind of eliminates them from being able to do that. So check that out. Every phone has that option. A lot of people probably don't use it because they don't know what it is, but it's been a lifesaver for me, for real. All right. So there is this. It's called Spark, SPARC Associates. Follow them for more ways to protect yourself against cyber stalking. Excuse me, guys. All right. Remember this: 85% of victims have their abusers cyber stalking them. And about half of these cyber stalking incidents happen after the victim leaves. Why? They're not ready to let you go. They're not ready. And they think that if they tell you everything about your life, that it's going to scare you so much that you're going to come back. But no, we're getting smarter than that. We're not going back. We're not going back. We're making police reports. Okay? We are making our profiles private. Okay? We are not posting locations in our whole lives on social media anymore. Okay? We're not accepting friend requests from people that we don't know. We're covering up our webcams. We are making sure that we're using VPNs. Okay? Cyber stalking is a misdemeanor charge. Okay? It is illegal. All right? I do wish that the government would make that a little more of a charge than just a misdemeanor. But hey, baby steps. Baby steps. Okay? Baby steps. But just know that just because you think it's over doesn't mean that it's over. You have to protect yourself and your family at all costs. Okay? At all costs. Protect yourself and your family at all costs. Period. I do want to add this little bit of piece before I go on ahead and log off this video. I do want to talk to you about the FCC Safe Connection Act. It was signed into law by Joe Biden in 2022. Okay. What it does is it masks calls made to shelters and like domestic violence hotlines. So if you notice when you go into a website, it'll let you, it has like this emergency exit button. If you feel you're in danger, emergency exit, you know, stuff like that. So that's part of the reason why they have that. So you can exit safely. Another thing is, like I said, it masks the call. So what happened with me is when I called the domestic violence hotline, he knew it. He knew when I called him. Oh, you called the Hubbard House. Like he knew, okay, that I called the domestic violence hotline. He knew that I was trying to get into a domestic violence shelter, and he used that to try and stop me from doing that. So now when you call the domestic violence hotline or you call these shelters, it does not pop up as the same phone number. It scribbles it a little bit, so just in case somebody does want to see who you're calling and see what you're doing, it keeps you safe. You know, it's a safety feature. Also, it makes it a little easier for you to separate from your family plan. If you have cell phone service and you have that family plan, it does help separate you from that. I know from experience that every phone plan does not abide by this just yet. Okay? There's one particular plan with AT&T. I'm just going to let you know. It's AT&T. They are probably the hardest to get away from if you have that family plan, especially if you still owe on your phone. So I would steer clear from AT&T. I'm not even gonna lie. But T-Mobile, Metro PCS, Cricket, they allow you to not only get off of that family plan once you're a victim,